KT7 up here. Today, I will review and showcase Tifa from the FF7 Advent Children collaboration. She is yet again the free unit, and everyone can get her during the collaboration period. She is a highly accurate unit that can inflict frostbite and absorb damage similar to Spring June. These are the items we will go over today. Let's get started. Tifa is a 90 cost ice unit in the Fist group. Her sub-jobs are Lancer and Pugilist. Her TMR is a cloth, the stats are HP 308, Defense 13, 1 Agility, and Crit Rate 8. Having 1 Agility is not bad, useful for initial order adjustment, but it is a cloth which makes it difficult. Her attack type resistances are 15 to slash, 10 to pierce, 18 to magic, neutral to strike, and has a negative 10 to missile. Her ailment resistances are 50 to poison and charm, and 10 to sleep. I recommend to give her 97 faith to maximize the chance to land frostbite. There are many status effects out there in the meta, getting her 97 faith is risky, but I think the return outweighs the risk. Next is the stats comparison. She is a next-gen unit, this is the norm now. Tifa's luck is good enough for a semi-evade build, and she does have jump 2 innately. Not bad at all, but nothing outstanding. Next, her master ability and 140 upgrades. Her master ability gives her 15 unit resistance. At level 140, she gets healing power 15, accuracy 20, and upgrade to her dual blizzard ability. The 60% unit resistance crush will become a 3 turns effect instead of 1 turn. Very useful, especially in a full strike setup. My Tifa is still at level 89, I spent most of my resources on the collab VCs and the 100 cost units. Continuing on to her new equipments. Her fist weapon is obtained via the bingo board, it is very easy to complete. Don't forget to pick it up. The general ability is strike attack 15, and for Tifa only, she gets crit damage 15, AP consumption down 15, and deals 5 AP damage to the enemy on crit hits. Next, the TOR item, Cloud's Cell Phone. The general abilities are unit res 10 and acquired AP up 40%. The unique abilities for Tifa are Physical Man Eater 20 and Accuracy 20. This is one of her best piece of equipment. Be sure to get at least couple of +5s. Next, her main job support abilities. Support number 1 gives her agility 12% and 40 defense penetration. Her support number 2 gives her accuracy 25 and crit rate 25. These two are her best support abilities, I highly recommend them. Her main job reaction is a preemptive counter. 30% chance to proc, a 2-hit strike type damage. This reaction is really good, and the 5 AP damage on crit hits also apply. Next is her LB. It is a unit attack with a range of 4 and range height of 2. Before damage, lower targets type chain resistance by 50 for 3 turns, then deals a 2-hit extra large damage. Also lower targets crit evasion by 30 for the next 3 turns. The type chain imperil works for all attack types, it can benefit non-strike type chains as well. Let's move on to her abilities. Her highest priority ability is a cross-shaped group buff, giving the group 40 elemental chain resistance and strike penetration 30 for 4 turns. Also for herself a 4 times 50% physical damage reduction barrier and absorb 50% of damage dealt. This is the same amount of damage absorption as Spring June, a great buff. Her second priority ability is her Courage self buff. Gives her courage and lower target strike resistance by 15 on hit for 4 turns. This is the strike version of the High Dragoon ability. Moving on to her attacks. The first one on the list is a cross-shaped AoE attack. Before damage, increase her defense penetration by 40 for 3 turns, then deals medium damage, and increase target's AP consumption by 50% for 3 turns. This is one of the ways Tifa mess with your opponent's AP. The second attack on the list is a select 2-unit attack. Before damage, lower target's unit resistance by 60% and reaction block rate by 100% for 3 turns. Then deals large damage and 50% chance to inflict frostbite. Another AP depletion ability, she is really effective in that strategy. And that is why I recommend her at 97 faith. Also, she is the second unit that has unit resistance crush. Her third attack is the low AP ability. A unit attack that deals small damage and 20 AP damage. This works well against unit that has courage or re-raise. Even though they stay alive, but she takes away 20 AP. The last attack on the list is a cross-shaped AoE physical barrier break that deals large damage. An AoE barrier break is very nice, and cross-shaped means the wide area guard isn't as effective. That's all for her main job, moving on to her job subs. The first ability is a unit attack. Give Tifa a plus 30% crit chance, then deals a 3-hit medium damage. This is pretty good ability, giving her even higher chance to deal AP damage off crit hits. The second sub ability is a 40% self-heal that also remove a bunch of status effects. Her main job sub is not a bad option. The triple hit ability is really good on a full strike team. It also work well with her LB's type chain Imperil. Now let's move on to her Lancer sub job. It is a good one to have. Her support abilities are Pierce Mastery and Deadly Mastery. The reaction ability is Counter Thrust. Deadly Mastery also gives her 25 crit rate, just like her main support too. But it has 24% attack instead of 25 accuracy. If you don't need the accuracy, this is a good choice. The two notable abilities are Burst Slash, a sure hit, and Nighthawk, a long-range ability. With her strike resistance imperil effect active, this can imperil your enemy's strike resistance from far away. Lancer is the sub-job I recommend. Next is Pugilist. The support abilities are Flurry Enhancement and Warrior Spirit. The reaction is Flurry Counter. The two notable abilities are Breathing Technique, a self-heal, and Shifting Strike. Pugilist is not good, I don't recommend it. That's all for her kit. Let's look at her VC. Tifa's VC, Back of a Hero, supports Great Sword, Fist, and Black Mage. The stats are HP 349, Attack 158, and AP 12. The party abilities are Luck 42%, Agility 12%, and Magic Resistance 20. The bestowed effects are Attack 10% and Strike Penetration 20. The Hollow Party ability is for Guild Battle and it is Accuracy 15. The VC Mastery are Strike Attack 2 and Crit Damage 2. This is an awesome Vision card, Luck and Agility in one. And for Tifa, it has 20 Strike Penetration from the bestowed. This is a great card for both Evasion and Accuracy. And it is very important for Great Sword too. I highly recommend it. I will put a link to my Cloud 140 showcase up at the corner. Next we have Tifa's equipments, Truststones, and Espers. The Bingo Board Fist is her best weapon. In the second slot, Cloud's cell phone is a great choice. It has 10 unit resistance and acquired AP up 40%, which can free up a Truststone slot. It also gives Tifa 20 physical man-eater and 20 accuracy. The Pod 042 can give her 8 AoE resistance and some agility. Not a bad choice. In the TMR slot, agility or haste are always good. But since Tifa is a high faith unit, you can give her Vega's TMR for the Berserk chance. Or if you are going for AP depletion, give her Roy's TMR for 20 AP damage on hit. Tifa's semi-evasion build isn't as effective as Ashen King, but you can still pull it off and pair her with 2P on a strike evasion team. For her Trust Stones, on the left, I like either Shield or Barrier for more damage absorption. Or Luck when you are building for more accuracy or semi-evade. On the right, Agility and Aim are both good. For Espers, regular Odin is my top choice. All other physical Espers will work. Next, we have sample teams. The first team I am showing is a Mono Ice team with Oelde and A2. She is on Lancer sub, both her main support abilities and main reaction. Her defense penetration starts off at 63 and will be above 100 with her active buff. Her strike penetration starts at 30 and will be at 60 for 4 turns after her group buff. Her unit resistance is at a respectable 47, but her AoE resistance is only at 22, with no access to wide area guard. She relies heavily on her courage, physical barrier and damage absorption to survive. The VCs are the typical ice setup. Dark Golem can be replaced by Maniple. Dark Odin can be replaced by regular Odin. Tifa is a very solid secondary DPS that can provide some AP damage. You don't have to go all out on AP depletion, she is a pretty good damage dealer. Next we have couple of full strike setups. The one on the top is the Tifa strike team with Aulaya and Kitone. Both Tifa and Kitone are very accurate, this is a good evasion hunting team. And full strike has an advantage over Great Sword. The bottom team is the evasion strike team with 2P and Aulaya. In this setup, 2P is the main evasion unit. Put bow tie on one of the other 2 units for movement control. At max reincarnation, Tifa's luck can reach around 600, and around 90 evasion. It is okay, but definitely not the best. Both of these strike teams can chain very well. Kitone is a slept-on unit because of her timing. Her AI is very similar to Ashen King, where she walks up to LB, get hasted, then stand still to attack, giving her a good chance to lap your opponents. Tifa's type chain and strike resistance and peril are really good on a full strike team. The last team I have prepared is a mixed ice and earth team with Oelde and Ashen King. Tifa is not as strong as A2 in this setup, but she is a great substitute if you missed her. This team is similar to the mixed earth and ice setup in my Ashen King video. It is not as effective, but serviceable. Now my final thoughts on AC Tifa. She is a okay unit. Her best role is a secondary DPS and a great evade hunter. Her specialty is AP depletion with frostbite and AP damage. But her survivability is not that great. Once her barrier is gone, she is very vulnerable to AoE attacks. With AC Cloud and Spring Jum around, it is not a good time for her. Plus Fire Sephiroth is coming in a couple weeks. I highly recommend not to spend much resources on her, just put her in the barracks. Her VC, however, is top tier and worth every single Visior. If you are not going for the other AC units, she is effective on a strike team. Or have fun on a full AP depletion setup with Wind Veritas and Roy's TMR. Now let's go to some sample matches. The first match of the day is Mono Water against Mono Ice. Tifa's first action, Group Buff, granting the group 4-turn elemental chain resistance 40 and strike penetration 30. And for herself, a 4x 50% physical damage reduction barrier, plus absorb 50% of the damage dealt for the next 4 turns. Second turn, Self Buff, gives herself courage, and for 4 turns, lower target strike resistance 15 on hit. The Imperil lasts 3 turns. Tifa is about to attack Glacy. She will lower Glacy's strike resistance 15 and take away 5 AP if she lands a crit hit. This is Tifa's AP consumption up AoE attack. Before damage, increase her defense penetration 40 for 3 turns. Then deals medium damage, and increase target's AP consumption 50% for the next 3 turns. I swear, I have reaction block rate up on all my units. Now she is using her select 2 frostbite attack. Before damage, lower target's unit resistance by 60% for 3 turns, then deals large damage. And 50% chance to inflict frostbite. Frostbite landed on Jum. This is her frostbite attack again. Glacy is also inflicted. This is her main job reaction. A 2-hit strike type preemptive counter attack. Also dealt 5 AP damage to Jum due to the crit hit. Then she follows up with her frostbite attack again. My Jum and Glacy were totally out of AP. Plus, all the reaction did not help. As you can see, once her barrier is gone, she is not very good at taking AoE damage. Next we have Great Sword against Mixed Earth and Ice. People are picking up on the Ashen King Bell's counterplay. Tifa's first turn, her group buff. Elemental Chain Resistance and Strike Pin up for the group. For self, a 4 times physical barrier and 50% damage absorb. You will see more of the damage absorption in this match. Courage and lower target strike resistance 15 on hit. Now her AP consumption up attack. Cross-shaped AoE, increase her defense pin 30 before damage. I am not running Hydreigoon focus on my A2, so she took huge damage, and have her re-raise removed because of the aura effect. Also 5 AP damage. The same AoE attack again. She is absorbing HP while dealing damage. She can work similarly to Jim. Cloud finally broke her barrier. I can now deal some serious damage to her. This is her select 2 frostbite attack, almost heal her back to full. But without her barrier, Jim just dealt massive damage to her. She can dish out some pretty good damage, her timing is just bad. I have one more match to show. Ashen King against Full Strike. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.